Why would it look like that? So obviously I destroyed it. Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Boopit, and sorry for the background sounds because I'm on holiday, but that's not what this video is about. We are actually going to be doing a build battle with two of my best friends, Dinojw and Strawberry. I hope you guys enjoy. So how this is going to work is basically we're going to press this dispenser with a button on it, and it's going to give us our theme for our build battle. We're going to have 2 rounds, and in each round we're going to get 15 minutes to build. I went up first and I got the theme of snail armor. Okay, it's not like I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Anyways, Dino went next, and then went Strawberry. Dino got the theme Graveyard, and Strawberry got the theme Fairy Forest. I am so jealous of both of these two. After a bit of fooling around, we decided to all run to our separate slots and then start the timer. We were all so stressed, we actually just sat there in pure silence for quite a few minutes. The first thing I did was grab all the blocks I thought I would need. I thought about this for like a couple seconds, and I eventually decided to do sort of like a bit of a cutesy vibe. It'll be this giant snail on top of a pretty thin flower, and it's meant to give off sort of a cartoony vibe. I'm going for inspiration from Gary the Snail, and I decided to do a little bit of banner work when it came to his eyes, which was actually a bit of a hassle. Once I had all the blocks that I thought I would need, I decided to get working on the stem. I decided to use green terracotta for this because I personally just like the shade. It's not the same shade as grass, but it also doesn't look like poop. I also appreciate how it's just like, you know, it doesn't look like a chemical spill, if you know what I mean. I went for the diagonal approach, and I actually originally wanted the snail to be on the side of the flower. Then I thought about how that would look and how much time it would take to get the shape right, and I thought no. So I actually put him on top of the flower, and I decided to make a really exaggerated flower. But first, of course, I had to grab the color that I wanted the flower to be. I used blue terracotta for this because I personally just think it looks nice. I've been saying personally a lot, haven't I? I kept working on the base of the flower, and I did have to speed this part up because it took quite a while and I kept making some silly mistakes. And also, I want to ask you guys, is this blue terracotta actually blue or is it purple? Please tell me in the comments below. Once I had the base of the flower done, I decided to start doing the petals. I actually really struggled with this part because I kept making it look like a bowl. In the end, this is what I came up with. I wasn't too happy with it, but it will have to do for now. I did adjust it a little bit though at the bottom by adding this little piece. It just makes it look like it becomes smaller a lot more smoothly instead of just suddenly being smaller and being so flat on the bottom, and I think this looks a bit better. Next, I was going to get to work on the snail. I was actually really nervous about this, so I started off with that base part, the like, you know, the sluggy sort of bit, the part that makes the snail almost a slug, and I just sort of fiddled around with that until I got a shape that I generally liked. Once I was happy with the shape, I decided to fiddle a little bit more with the eyes, and this actually took way longer than it should have. After doing a little bit of loom work, I finally came up with an eye that I liked, but then I decided to start fiddling around with trapdoors and armor stands, and here's how that went. Okay, so you see that? What just happened right there? Long story short, that happened about 6 more times until I got it right. It was really confusing, okay? And in the end, it looked like that. Why would it look like that? So obviously I destroyed it. It was disgusting. Once I was over the armor stand incident, I started working on the basic shape of the shell. I was actually quite happy with how it turned out. I tried not to make it perfectly symmetrical because it's not always perfectly symmetrical in nature, and I was actually rather happy with it. Once I'd filled that in, I decided to just extend it by 1 on each side, making it pretty even. At least I think it was even. And then I made it smaller by 1 in hopes to gradually make it smaller. And then I decided I was going to only add the details afterwards. And then halfway through, I had to check the time. And guess what? There was only 3 minutes left. Panic, panic, panic. So, anyways, I finished off the snail and then I went and did the other side. I'm just going to skip through this part because it's honestly rather boring. Once I had that done, I started doing that like swirl that you always see in the cartoon snails. And I was honestly really nervous about it. I did adjust it a couple times, but in the end I was happy. And also I decided to like break through the middle and then do a line there as well because I just felt it was necessary. I then grabbed some bone meal and also some moss, and I just sort of like livened up the area. I used the moss to make it look almost like the dirt was like being dug up, like where the flower was growing, just to try and make it look like it was like a little hill, sort of. I don't think it was the best, but it was all I could do in like a minute. Next, once we were done, I decided to look at strawberries first. She showed us a pond, which was like really cute, a picnic blanket, and these really cool looking floating candles. It really gives like a magical vibe. There were mushrooms and a couple trees, but overall I didn't think it looked exactly like a forest because there weren't many trees. I also was breaking the leaves right here to tell her that we're gonna have to deduct points for going out of her barrier, out of her border. But it's fine, it's fine. The picnic blanket was cute. I had a couple of bites of cake, which was like really nice. And in the end, I gave it an overall 7. Next, it was time to look at mine. I showed them, there wasn't that actually much to show, but I showed them the swirl, I pointed out the flower, how I tried to make it look like a hill, and the bone meal. And in the end, they liked it quite a bit, but they hated the fact that the stem was so thin. And I kept trying to explain to them that that's the style. But anyways, please just go check out their channels anyway. I will link it down below. And these are the scores that they gave me. In the end, I got a 5.5 out of 10 and a 6 out of 10. Honestly, I feel like I kind of deserve it. It wasn't the greatest, but also, I got a really hard topic. I mean, like, what would you guys have done if you got this topic? Honestly, I think mine was the worst of the bunch. Anyways, time to go see dinos. When we got to dinos, I actually was really surprised about the style that he used, but I thought it was really creative they used pumpkins. I would have liked to have seen some skeletons there, maybe some variation amongst the cobblestone, but it was overall like really nice. The red candles are a nice touch. The fact that there's like a main grave, he did have a name for it, but sadly I just can't remember. And like just all the jack-o'-lanterns, it has such a creepy vibe with the soul sand path. It was really nice. And overall, I gave it a 6.75. Okay guys, so here's the deal. I may have forgotten to press record when filming the second half of the build battle. So I just went back and I dug up a couple of blocks and just made it look like I was building. So please just, I'll explain what's happening and I'll explain to you my idea. Basically, as you can probably tell, I got the topic of beach. So yeah, let's get into that. The first thing I did when I started, I decided to make a wave and I tried to make it look really flowy and moving by, just ignore that in the top corner, by adding a lot of glass panes and just a lot of extra things just to make it look like it's moving. Yeah. I did decide to add some towels around. I just thought they would look cool and just make it look like there's actually people at this beach. So after making the wave and filling in the sand, I decided to make a tiki bar and I used campfires for the roof, so here's me doing that. Very interesting, isn't it? Just fascinating footage. In the end, these are the scores that I got. As you can see, I got a 10 out of 10. I was very, very excited about that, as you can clearly tell. And then I also got an 8.9 out of 10 from Strawberry, I was also really excited about that. I think this actually fully makes up for my previous bad score. What do you guys think? Okay, now I'm gonna give you a tour of the place. We have this cute little rubber ducky and this hoop that I made with glass panes. We also have these towels that are scattered around. There's about 3 of them. We also have the tiki bar. I tried to use a sea pickle, make it look like a cup. And we have these chairs, which are actually not very good, but we're not going to talk about that. We have these glass panes, and I actually didn't fill them up with water. Dino did. And we have these lounges, which are really cool, along with this umbrella. This round we were actually allowed to use barrier blocks. Last time we weren't. So yeah, that's the overall look. Okay, next we're gonna look at Strawberry's area. Her theme was village, and she decided to make it like a cute little fairy village with some custom trees, which turned out really cute. She has this farm over here with even like a little composter and only 1 fully grown wheat. That's unfortunate. Anyways, she has this really cute path, and this other house right here. Oh, you're gonna. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess we're just gonna act like we didn't see that. Yeah. Anyways, if we take a look here, the tree looks a little bit like a bubble, if I have to admit, but it's rather nice. This cute little like mushroom thing. I think this is meant to be like a mine down here. There's a little grindstone, and oh, now I'm in the void. Nice. Okay, it's gonna take a while to come back up. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, now we're back. She also has this cute flower, sort of a similar style to my one in the first round. It's lava, and I don't really know what that's there for. There's these 2 cute sheep, and that's actually about it. I ended up giving her an 8 for this because I actually just really liked the design and it was very creative. Okay, so next up we have Dinos. His topic was custom tree. He's actually never built a custom tree before, so this was really hard for him. I see there's a lantern, and I just take a fly back just to take a look at the overall picture. It does look a little bit like a stick on top, but I just like fly through here. It's got like a spiral staircase, which is really cool, and there's a lot of moss, which gives it a lot of life. There's a boat and a little waterfall. There's a pond. The roots are really well done. If you go up here, there's actually like a little chair, which is really nice, attention to detail, and like a cute little lantern. Overall, I quite liked it, but it did seem a little bit unnatural at certain points, so I ended up giving it an 8. Alright, that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if I got a little bit quiet toward the end. It is actually like 10:30 at night right now. I'm editing this alone in my room with the light on, the doors closed, and I'm like just sitting here in the quiet listening to Atlantis by Seafred. Pretty good song, by the way. You should probably go check that out. Anyways, I will be linking my friends' YouTube channels in the pinned comment. Please go check that out. I can't put it in the description because they're actually new YouTubers. This is our first YouTube video, so I'm gonna have to do it after they post their video as well. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching yet again. I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys. Oh, sorry. Also, if you like my content, you will most likely enjoy my friends. Please go check them out. Just do me a favor. And goodbye for real now. See you next time.